Hello friends and welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make a meatball and pasta dump and bake. So what you see on my counter is what we're going to use to make this, and yes, it's just a dump and bake. You literally are just dumping this all into one pan to put this in your oven and make a pretty amazing, quick, and easy meal. And this is one of those things, like, if you have absolutely no time to make something, you could put this together in just a few minutes, throw it in the oven, and go about your business doing whatever you have to do. And you only have to come back to it twice afterwards, once to stir it up while it's cooking, and the last thing is to put some cheese on top and put it back in for 5 minutes or maybe 8 minutes or so, and that's it, literally. So we're going to take a 9.5 by 13.5 pan, spray it with some non-stick cooking spray, get it ready so that way the stuff doesn't sit up shop. We want to make sure that it all kind of comes out later. We're going to use at least 12 ounces of pasta, your choice. I'm using penne because I like it. You can use different kinds if you want to. So once that's in your pan, we're going to add other ingredients to this. So we're going to put in 2 cups of water. Now, I know you're saying you're going to put water in this and put it in the oven. Yes, because the pasta is going to absorb a lot of the water. Then we're adding 24 ounces of spaghetti sauce. Your kind, whatever you want. You could do whatever. I had one that had basically just some herbs and stuff in it, some garlic. So dump the whole thing in there. Make sure you get it all out of your jar. And then once this is in, we're going to come in here and add in some meatballs. Now, we are adding about 10 ounces of frozen meatballs. They're really no big deal. Open a bag, pour them in. So my bag was much bigger than that. I just used as much as I thought I needed to out of it. Then once this is in, we're going to add some seasoning to the top. So we're going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're going to preheat our oven to 425 degrees because this is going to bake for about 35 minutes once it goes into the oven. So as you can see, we've got this base in here. Everything's there. We're going to put some foil on it and we're going to get it ready for the oven. That is all you got to do to it right there. That's it. That is as simple as it gets. You really don't have to do much more to it. Just get that foil on tight. And like I said, make sure your oven's at 425. Put it in for 35 minutes. Now, halfway through, you're going to take this and stir it, then put it back in. No big deal. Now, in the time that is baking, we're going to actually shred some cheese. Now, I know you could grab a bag of cheese and just pour it out. I don't like that because it doesn't melt as well as getting the block cheese. Now, this is 8 ounces of mozzarella. Once this is sliced up and done and, shredded into pieces, it's going to be about 2 cups worth. That's all we need for this. That's really good. And then besides this, of course, I actually have some Parmesan cheese. It's about 1/3 of a cup there. We're going to put these on top when this comes back from the oven. This is really all your work right here. This is done at this point. It's just literally putting this cheese on when it comes out of the oven again at 35 minutes. Now, when it comes back at 35 minutes, we're going to bring it out, put it onto the counter, then put our cheese on top, and then pop it back in the oven anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes because your oven's already hot. We just want to make sure that the cheese melts. That might take 8 minutes. We don't know. My oven took about like 5 to 6. So really, it just depends on, your oven is hot. Some people's ovens get hotter than others. Even though you put it at 425, that doesn't mean it's 425. Sometimes ovens are a pain. But anyway, so shred your cheese, get it all done. Not that hard to do. I got to tell you, just the consistency of shredding your cheese from the block is just so much better than putting the bag in and hoping that it melts properly, because it doesn't always. But as you can see, a lot of cheese here that's going to go on top of this, which is really wonderful. And it's going to add such a great flavor to what we already had in our container that went into the oven. So we're back from the oven now. We're taking the foil off. This is what it looks like. And really, everything's cooked in here. Everything's ready to go. It's just got to absorb some more moisture, which is going to be what's going to happen in the last few minutes once we put the cheese on it. And just mix it up a little bit. Make sure that, everything gets moved around in there for, a second time. And then put everything on top. Now, when you mix this around, your sauce is mixing in even more with the water that was there before, which is absorbing into your pasta. By the time this comes back, like 8 minutes from now, this is going to be really good, really solid, really saucy. Just an amazing thing to eat. So sprinkle on your Parmesan on top of that. And then afterwards, we're going to bring in our mozzarella and we're going to go across the top of this and just spread this all over. And just make sure that you kind of evenly spread it on top. And really, once you're done with this, that is it. So we're going to go ahead and get this on top of there and get it back into the oven. And when it comes back, all of this cheese is going to melt really nicely, because the block of cheese is just going to like really, it's going to turn into the best looking thing you ever saw, because it just has such a great consistency to it for the fact that it melts really well. So make sure you get all that cheese in there, and when it comes back from the oven, it will be completely melted. But just make sure your cheese is completely covering the top of it, where you go from side to side, top to bottom. And this is what it looks like when it comes back. And I gotta tell you, this has a better taste than you ever imagined it would have, being it's so easy to make. This just is a great meal to have. You just throw some garlic bread with this or something, and you are ready to eat. And the best thing is, if you had no time, that took no time to make. I mean, seriously, most of the time was spent in the oven doing its thing while you're off doing whatever you have to. And like I said, this was mine on the plate, and it was great to eat. You got to try this one. I think you're going to like it. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out the Southern Mountain Kitchen website, where you can get a free recipe, check out the cookbooks available from the Southern Mountain Kitchen, and if you'd like to, you could order a cookbook at a discounted price, cheaper than Amazon, with shipping that is also cheaper than Amazon. So if you get a chance, check it out, and I hope you have a great day.